can spray that thing from three. I like his promise.
And so here's Charlotte, following the miss by Anthony Davis. Middleton drives in. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
And so here's Charlotte, following the shot by Drew Holiday. Picked by Bargnani. Livingston passes to Dang, out left to the wing. Here's Bargnani, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
You know, usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks. But that's not the case here.
Well, it's about rhythm, and they put this run together on the strength of their mid-range jump shot. They might as well be layups with the way they're shooting.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Sanders checked in for Lopez. Lisa comes in for Tyreke Evans. Kyle Korver is checked in for Derrick Rose. And it's Mills in for Drew Holiday. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Capella's checked in. Reese Harkless comes in for Bargnani. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Warren. And Martin subbed in for Chris Middleton. The Hornets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well versed he is as a coach.
Here is Livingston. Now here is Martin. Offline from the high post. And here we go. Fast break. Korver's got it. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Dan Clifford in his 3rd year now as a head coach, Greg. That experience you were just talking about. He has 29 years of coaching under his belt. And he's a Van Gundy disciple. Clark was on the coaching staff for both brothers.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teams, Kevin. 13 seasons as an assistant for the Lakers, Rockets, Magic, and Knicks.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
Hornets have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here is Livingston. 6 points for him. In the corner, it's Martin. Puts it up from 17, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing.
A lot of face-up, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the 2nd quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the 1st period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though, Greg. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the 2nd quarter gets going. And New York looking at who they've got. Derrick Rose is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Trevor Ariza. Then there's Tyreke Evans. And it's Sanders in at the 5 spot. Well, a word you'll hear in the NBA these days is gravity. Property of great shooters to draw defenders out and space the floor. A few players with more gravitational pull, I guess you could say, than Kyle Korver.
Yeah, he commands a lot of defensive attention, actually superstar level attention.
We always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. Gorgui Dieng is 2nd. Anthony Davis 3rd.
Well, both of these guys, Kevin, have had 2 of the highest shooting percentages this season. And even if the fans haven't noticed it, the coaches and their opponents have noticed it, that's for sure.
He misses the free throw.
And Korver always moving offensively, not just to run off screens, but to set screens himself. I mean, he's a master at working off the ball to create offense for himself and others.
Lopez, he's checked in for New York. Holiday comes in for Kyle Korver. Evans dishes to Holiday. The kick out to Rose. Just his first attempt. Hornets with the rebound.
And, you know, Kyle Korver's also getting better with the ball in his hands. I mean, when he catches the ball coming off the screen, he's always a legitimate triple threat, but not just as a shooter. He's become a very good passer, knowing that defenses are running out at him, and then also he's been able to attack and use that little floater in the lane at times.
Livingston, that's good. Livingston's got the lead up to 3 now for Charlotte.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And guys, for Drew Holiday last season was a tale of 2 halves. Over the first half, he displayed the leadership and the playmaking skills the team had originally acquired him for.
You know what, Kevin? Over the second half of the year, everything just kind of fell apart for Drew. He couldn't shake an injury to his lower right leg, and as a result, had to watch from the bench as his team fought for its playoff lives.
And the Hornets making a change here. Bargnani's checked in. And it's Middleton penetrating. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Knicks shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Nice shot by Evans. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth. And when you talk about Holiday, the Pelicans really needed his contribution last season. He can score and distribute the basketball equally as well. An excellent all-around defender. Exactly what you want in a point guard, except that he just couldn't stay healthy.
Down low, here's Evans. It's good, the assist that time from Holiday. 8 points for Tyreke Evans.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Shoots from 14, and the shot no good, a bit short.
And for Holiday, I love his effort. He works extremely hard. His injuries, no fault of his own, just a run of misfortune. Let's hope this talented young man can turn it around and keep it turned around from a health standpoint.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Anthony Davis comes in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Mills in for Rose. And then for Charlotte, Maurice Harkless is checked in for Warren. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Chris Middleton. And Martin subbed in for Sean Livingston.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injury. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Davis. Rebound by Dang. Hornets trail by 3. Hardaway kicks to Harkless. Charlotte moving it around. That's tipped. Outside, Davis. Holiday, the pass to Lopez. And he uses the glass on the layup. Lopez has got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
Hardaway dishes to Martin. Tries from 10. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Martin's got his second bucket of the night. New York calls timeout. Last time they came together was in Charlotte, where they fell to the Hornets.
And really just a bad loss. No other way to put it. I mean, they maybe overlooked some of the bench players because those reserves got loose offensively.
I agree with you. I mean, the points off the bench, that disparity was decisive. You've got to have all hands on deck for this one.
That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Having an efficient three-point attack, very tough to defend. Let's see some of the best. 5th on the list, the Hornets.
You know, some teams live and die by the 3. But it's important to be able to utilize the three-point shot. It's a great weapon in the game of basketball. And this coach is giving this team freedom to look at the three-pointers on a regular basis, and they're pretty good at it.
The three from Mills. Good work defensively by Martin. Hornets trail by 3. Bargnani kicks to Harkless. Jang with the ball. Picked up by Davis. No luck, and New York will come the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
The Hornets have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And the rejection by Sanders. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Korver, no luck. Charlotte shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Ariza against Martin. Good D by Ariza. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Last season, the Charlotte Hornets had a dreadful offense. Worst effective field goal percentage Clark in the league. Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytic in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. Bargnani is out there with Gorgie Gang. And there's Livingston. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Warren in at the 3 slot. Here's Rose. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
And for the Hornets, they're league worst in terms of field goal efficiency. And for the Hornets, their league worst effective field goal percentage means they didn't take a lot of threes, and they still missed a ton of shots. And guys, that's a recipe for disaster.
And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And now an 11-point Knicks lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Picked by Bargnani. Warren kicks to Middleton. Here is Livingston, guarded by Holiday. Livingston, that's good.
Well, I tell you, you take a look at the Hornets roster from last year, and a lot of players shot under 40% from the floor. Not end of the rotation guys either. I mean, players that saw heavy minutes, just casting up brick after brick.
Here's Davis. Good on the shot. Davis has got the lead up to 11 now for New York.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Charlotte making a switch here. Capella's checked in. The Hornets shooting here about 46% for the game. Middleton against Rose. Middleton the pass to Livingston. Picked by Bargnani. It's rebounded by New York. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great